Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Although I was thinking, sorry to go slightly off piste, but like when you have the conversation with people about morality, and someone will do when I covered off the feedback on morality and misconceptions, and some people talk about a split between ethics and morality, and there are a few different ways people approach it, but one of them is they go, morality is your personal values and ethics is your society's values. So basically morality is subjective morality and ethics is relative morality. Now obviously they're actually types of morality. In that sort of situation, how would you unpick that? Because obviously you don't necessarily want to be using their definition here for that sort of thing, because you're trying to get them to realize that actually the concept of morality is way bigger than their very, very narrow sort of take on it. Because when you describe it that way, if when you're speaking of morality, it is subjective morality, then of course it's subjective. And if you're speaking of ethics and ethics is relative morality, then of course it's relative. But what about the rest of the field? What about the rest of the ideas and concepts and all of that? How can you get someone to go, okay, but when we look at it this way, can you? I mean, I've had the morality conversation a number of times, um, and that is one of the things where I go, I don't know. Well, I mean, we're going to talk past each other with this one, because morality is understood like this, especially when you go through a number of different papers or read, some philosophical material on it. So this understanding of morality is just seems to be a rebrand of one of the ethical theories. And the conversation doesn't go much further, because there's often that bit where you're like, they want to stick with their definition. And I go, we can, but we can't actually move forward with that, because it becomes almost a bit of a tautology.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, I think the best way to start with something like that would be to focus on what they think the difference between ethics and morality is. So they're saying ethics is wide, sort of nationwide or culture wide, and morality is personal. So you could focus on, well, what happens when they come into conflict? Which one becomes true? Are moral statements statements of truth, or are they just opinions? If you think something is moral and society thinks it's unethical, which one takes precedence?
Hmm. Yeah,
And then,
nice.
and then say, well, is an ethical statement different from a moral statement, or are they the same kind of properties? Are they the same kind of statements? Well, then morality isn't different from ethics.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's probably a better way to go about it. I tend to just sort of try and describe how they're done, and obviously that doesn't go down particularly well, because they're stuck in their idea. But yeah, you're right. Try and unpick it in a similar way to this that we're watching right now.
That's it. You've got to get them to explore their own ideas, because, like Meno here, they might just be repeating things that they've heard.
Hmm.
So they've heard somebody they respect say ethics and morality are different. Ethics is culture wide or group wide, and morality is personal. So they're just going to repeat that.
Yeah.
And that's basically what Meno's done here. He's just repeated what he's heard Gorgias say. So Socrates has done his best to sort of slowly pick it apart and get him to think about the answer.
Yeah. See how this works. Oh, by the way, hey Opie, how you doing? Nice to see
Hey,
you.